So I'm Sean from A Bus and Beyond, and we do YouTube videos all about our travels and van build stuff in our Volkswagen Crafter extra long wheelbase camper conversion that's taken years to convert. So our road trips this summer, we did a fantastic trip all through France. Previous years we've been sort of using France as a bit of a journey through to get to the rest of Europe, but we thought we wanted to spend a bit more time in France because it's got so much scenery to offer. We started in Lake Annecy and then we headed a bit further south to the Ardèche region. Fantastic kayaking you can do all through there, and then we took a nice sort of meander back, we ended up in the Loire Valley and then took the ferry back to Portsmouth from Caen. It was a fantastic trip. We had VB-SemiAir suspension fitted to our Volkswagen Crafter earlier this year, just before our France trip, and we just found that it was fantastic for levelling out the van. Our van is most of the time empty, like most people's vans are, and then when you fully load it up with water, passengers, all your clothes, all your food and everything, the back of it drops down quite a bit with the weight of all that. Put a bit more pressure in using the little buttons next to the gauge, and it just brought the back of the van up and kept it nice and level. It just makes it look better, and it just makes it ride far better as well. So whenever you look at air suspension products that are on the market, the thing that stands out from VB-Airsuspension is the fact that it is type approved by VW. It means that any warranty work, anything like that you would have potentially with the vehicle for any failures, they're not going to come back to you and say, well, you fitted aftermarket air suspension. VB-Airsuspension does give you that type approval, which means that any warranty work, it's a breeze, you don't need to worry about that. So that was a real selling point for us. So we went out and about to have our VB-SemiAir suspension fitted, and they were so professional right through the whole process. They explained everything that needed to be done. We did a full video on that, so you can check that out on our channel. But what was fantastic was the fact that even whenever they torqued the bolts up, whenever they tightened anything up, they put a little red mark on to say that it had been torqued. That kind of professionalism isn't that easy to come by, so it's fantastic to see that. So on the back of the VW Crafter, you have leaf suspension. This SemiAir suspension doesn't replace the leaf suspension, but it just works in conjunction with that. You find that once you fully load up a conventional suspension van, you just don't have as much travel at the back because the leaf suspension compresses down. Once you put those airbags in between and you're able to sort of increase the pressure when the weight of the van does go up, you just have a bit more compliance in the back. So I found that as we were travelling along through France, if we found that the van was a little bit too firm, we were able to soften off that suspension by reducing the air. And likewise, if it was too soft, we could increase the pressure and find that balance that made it nice and comfortable when we were travelling. So what I really like about having the VB-SemiAir suspension fitted is the fact that we have a big 100-litre water tank right on the side at the back over the rear axle. Because on one side of the van, if that's empty and, when it's full, you'll find that the van sort of wants to lean to one side a bit. The beauty of the air suspension is you can just fill up the water, increase the pressure just on that one side, and it'll just bring the van nice and level. So it was really, really good for that. And also, although the suspension isn't designed to be used for levelling the van, that's more for the full air suspension, you can do a few little tweaks if you've not quite got it 100% level on a campsite, or if the ground is soft and it starts to sink a little bit over time, you can just tweak it a little bit just to give you that to make it back level again when you are away camping. So that's quite nice.